Baseball is back. Major League Baseball issues a 60-game schedule that will start in empty ballparks as the sport tries to push ahead amid the coronavirus. A dramatically altered season with games full of new rules is the final result of failed financial negotiations between the union and Major League Baseball. But for fans eager to see baseball again this year, opening day is on the way and spring training begins here in New York City on July 1st. The announcement comes while more players continue to test positive for the virus, something that has been an issue in the National Hockey League and even college football too. We caught up with Baseball Hall of Famer John Smoltz, who is gearing up to play in the American Golf Century Tournament, for his perspective on the state of the game.
Look, this is unprecedented time. This is not a normal situation to just have a labor dispute. This is trying to figure out how do we have a baseball season in one of the most confusing, fear-paralyzing times of our life. And I think that's difficult in and of itself. So I don't think it would be fair for me I just don't know enough of what's going on to levy that kind of teeter-totter blame. Until you're in that room, it's hard to speak to what's going on unless you're in that room, hearing and sharing information that a lot of other people won't get.
NASCAR stands by its decision to alert federal authorities to a rope that resembled a noose found in Bubba Wallace's garage stall at Talladega Superspeedway, even after the investigation determined that it had been there since at least last October. The FBI says nobody could have known that Wallace would be assigned to that same stall. NASCAR says it is a lone garage with a pull-down rope that resembles a noose. Wallace is the only black driver at NASCAR's top level and has become a leading activist in the sport during a push for racial equality. He has worn an I Can't Breathe shirt, had a Black Lives Matter paint scheme on his car, and has successfully pushed NASCAR to ban Confederate flags at tracks. Here's more from NASCAR President Steve Phelps.
For us at NASCAR, this is the best result we could hope for. This is disturbing to hear that it was thought that one of our own had committed this heinous act. It is fantastic to hear from the FBI definitively that there was not a hate crime. It was important for us to do. There is no place in our sport for this type of racism or hatred. It's not part of who we are as a sport.
Ryan Blaney held on to the lead after a restart with 2 laps to go Monday afternoon, earning his second straight win at Talladega Superspeedway on a day that began with NASCAR drivers throwing their support behind Wallace.
The start of the day, all the drivers on pit road pushing Bubba's car and showing their support. It was just an honor to be a part of that. Not only the drivers too, but the crew members and the fans that were in attendance as well. NASCAR, that's something that I think everyone will remember for a long time, and it showed how much we support not only Darrell. That was the main reason we were doing it, just to support Darrell, but everybody that's been impressed not only the past few weeks but for a long time.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Red Farmer headline the NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2021. Earnhardt Jr. headlines the 12th Hall of Fame class in NASCAR history, joining his late father, Dale Earnhardt, in the sport's eternal glory. His impressive resume includes 2 Daytona 500 victories. We caught up with Dale Jr. on the honor.
Yeah, I was, when the list of nominees came out a while back, I was so honored to be on that sheet. I'll be honest with you. Looking at the names on there, Harry Gant and Neil Bonnet and a bunch of other guys, Stefanik, Red Farmer. I couldn't believe my name was on that sheet, to be honest with you. And I know those guys and their body of work, and not just the Cup experience and the Cup wins, for example, Harry Gant. I know what they did to get to the Cup level, the wins in the Sportsman Series at the short tracks, all under a NASCAR banner. It's such an honor, and I'm now looking forward to whatever that experience is. I have no idea what this experience is like to leading up to the ceremony and so forth. And even going through the ceremony is going to be so much fun.
As for the Pioneer ballot, Alabama Gang founding member Red Farmer received 71% of the votes. He continues to race as he approaches age 90. Farmer collected 3 straight championships in NASCAR's late model sportsman division from 1969 to 1971 after winning the modified title in 1956. Most of his accolades were not really documented, but it's estimated that he has north of 700 wins.
Could you please tell us what it felt like when you learned you would be joining the NASCAR Hall of Fame?
Well, I kind of had to catch my breath there for a minute. I didn't know whether I'd ever make it into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is the biggest honor I guess you'll ever get. I've been in NASCAR for a long time, and I got to run against a lot of the great drivers. I got the Pioneer Award, and that's being a pioneer. I'm proud of the Pioneer, to be honest. But I'm glad they came up with this Pioneer a bunch, but because most of the people that put you in the Hall of Fame wasn't even born when we was racing. When I was racing.
IndyCar also got back to business in Texas this month. Scott Dixon, the 5-time IndyCar champion, took the checkered flag at dusk for his 4th win at the high-banked Oval.
Actually, the whole day was good. The car rolled off really well. I know we'd been working, extremely hard on just trying to fix some of the issues we had last year. We had some new people, plus a ton of coming back over from the GT program. So the engineering depth and everything got a lot stronger. So development was good through the winter, and the team gave me an amazing car, and it was a fun night for us on the number 9, and it's great to be back in the car after such a long break, and to do it like that.
IndyCar will race in Indianapolis without fans on July 4th weekend as part of a doubleheader with NASCAR, but will welcome fans in Iowa in mid-July. The series remains hopeful to have fans back in Indy for the 500 in late August. The most watched sporting event of the week was the Belmont Stakes, where New York-bred Tiz the Law won the spectatorless horse race, the first major live sporting event in the Big Apple since the outbreak. Tiz the Law will now shoot for the Triple Crown out of order, since the Belmont was the first race of the rescheduled 3 events.
I've always wanted to win the Belmont. I've never have, and have won the other 2 legs of the Triple Crown, so it was nice to get that in there. I don't know how they'll treat it, since it's a different distance. Maybe they'll treat it differently, but as long as it's a grade 1, why, we're happy.
U.S. Open tennis is also returning to the Big Apple. No fans, no media. Here's the announcement.
The 2020 U.S. Open will be played on its regularly scheduled date here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, right here in New York City. In this tough and trying year, that is not just good news, it's remarkable news. Playing the Open will once again shine a spotlight on tennis and get people excited about playing our safe and healthy sport for themselves.
In NFL news, Jet star Jamal Adams wants out. He formally asks for a trade as he attempts to leverage his status as one of the NFL's best safeties into a market-setting extension. The Jets are aware that he is a special do-it-all force, but they have plenty of time to at least reach a truce or potentially hammer out a new deal before the preseason begins. The 24-year-old Adams is under contract for 2 more seasons, with the franchise tag looming as an option to keep him around for 3. One thing is certain, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, and now Major League Baseball look ready to move forward amid the pandemic. Slowly and surely, we are working our way back. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.